Would you, okay, I just want your opinion. Would you agree with the statement that I had put that the top three reasons for bad credit would be lack of income, lack of financial literacy, and spending habits?
Well, so I would disagree with one
Okay.
because it the consumer report has nothing to do with your income, right? So say
Okay.
for example, it's just dealing with numbers. Um, and say financial literacy, right? Um, yeah, that plays a part. And
Right.
what was the third one?
It was financial literacy, income, and spending habits. The three top reasons for bad credit.
Um, I mean, I couldn't. Hey, that's my son coming in. So I can't. Well, so let's talk about it. Let's dive deep.
Yeah. Yep.
So, say for an example, um, the FICO score, right? Because if we're talking about bad credit, so bad credit is typically looked at like a low FICO score.
Yep.
So that can be changed around like super quick, right? So,
Right.
say for an example, I seen on a previous video of yours, you were saying, how you obtain a secure credit card and it increased your FICO score. So that's the thing that people really don't understand is if I have a low FICO score, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to go to a local credit union.
Mm-hmm.
Why a local credit union? Is because you have brick and mortar. You're dealing with a financial institution, right? So say for example, you can go in, you can go in, talk to somebody, you can go in, do transactions, whatever you want. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to shop around, and this is local, shop around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out who offers the higher limits. So say for example, just for this example, right? We have we have uh we have a credit union called ISU Debt Collectors, right? So we go up in the ISU Debt Collectors Bank, right? And we say, hey, do you offer the secure credit card program? They're gonna say, yeah. We're gonna say, hey, how much can you increase the limit up to? You're gonna say 50,000. Cool. Look, guys, don't get nervous because you heard $50,000. Don't get nervous, right?
Right.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just because you can increase the limit every single day. You can increase the limit every single week. You can increase the limit every 2 weeks. You can increase the limit every month. But the more you do something, the better the result is going to be on the back end. So this is the thing that people don't understand is like step one, just go get it. So when I tell people, hey, go get a secure credit card from a local program. I mean, from a local credit union. They come back talking about, oh, I went to Discover. Oh, I went to Capital One. Dude, I'm not saying, you know, you're right or wrong, but it's going to hinder you if you're trying to build, right?
Right.
So let me give like a quick analogy. So say for example, we have in America, and I'm sorry, like if they come at me with like a cease and desist letter, but like you have Planet Fitness, right? So, but
Yep.
Planet Fitness, it doesn't have a lot of the weights, so you can be like a bodybuilder, right? So,
Correct.
Planet Fitness is just a beginner. It's just a lot of like treadmill type stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a bodybuilder is not going to be like, well, I'm finna go to Planet Fitness. You know what I mean? So it's like that, right? So when you have a LA Fitness account, right? I mean, they got the big weights, so you can throw 1,000 pounds on that thing and just do it. You want the capability of increasing the limit. So, say for example, if you go to Capital One and be like, "Yeah, I got a $300 security credit card," and you're like, "Okay, I did good this week. I got $1,000. I want to slam on this." They're gonna be like, "No, we can't do it. The underwriting system ain't gonna let them do it." So, but with a local credit union, you can continue to do it until you get that, $50,000 limit.
Right.
So what's happening there is you're increasing your high credit limit.
Correct.
And every time you increase your high credit limit, you decrease your debt to credit ratio.
Right.
Once them two things happen, that's the FICO score increase. And
Right.
that's told on a simple form, right? So say for an example, um, so I was probably like 50 pounds lighter, probably the last year. And so it's a great guy that I look up to. Is Brian Ponder. He was just like, look, I, I understand that you're walking a lot, but you have to incorporate weights into what
Right.
you're doing. And next thing you know, I got to studying the science behind weight loss and building muscle and burning fat. And it's all the same. It's no different from, you know, whatever the case may be. It's all science, it's all numbers. And once you understand the very basic points of it,
Right.
now you're able to get a little jiggy with it and build up a lot of muscle, or you just want to get toned and stop. It just depends, right? So,
Right.
input, output is very important. And that's the case with credit repairs, input, output, right? So I think if you like had to slice credit repair up, it's two things: increasing the FICO score and disputing, right? But them
Hmm.
things, they don't necessarily mash together
Right.
because people will pay you and be like, well, you dispute everything and now your credit report looks like a white sheet of paper. And then they gonna come back and say, hey, why my score ain't up? You
Right.
see, so it's hard to explain, but it's not like the transmission and the motor, right? So
Right.
you need to build credit. And that's something that a credit repair company can't do for you unless they coming out the pocket,
Right.
right?
Right. Right.
So
Right.
so the disputing is one and building a FICO score is one. And so, but even in this aspect, right? So I did research on who doesn't have an active credit card in America, and it's over 100 million people. They just don't. So it's a third of Americans who don't even have a credit card. So I was just like, dude, you know what? I'm gonna just make a book. This is before Chat GPT. I was like, dude, I'm gonna make a book and just give it out to the people for free. So yeah, it's so I'm about, sustainability. And so
Yep.
building that FICO score like that is because people is not going to mess off their money, right? So say for example, if I had a $500 credit card or $500, I'm going to think long and hard before I mess off 500 actual dollars. But with this
Right.
$500 like on a credit card, let's go buy some bottles. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Right.
So that's why I like that secure credit card, because that's your money and you
Yep.
ain't gonna mess it off. And so, but that's like, to manufacture a FICO score, that I'll go to that 100% of the time, because you can literally just keep increasing it, and then you're going to attract other future credit card offers by doing that. And
Yep.
so what people don't understand is, it's like it goes back to lifting weights. How much do you want? Right? So how more defiant do you want your abs? How more defiant do you want your arms? Or whatever the case may be. You just work on it and you just keep doing it. And then next
Yep.
thing you know, you look, it's like, dude, I literally had a lady into my office, right?
Okay.
So I'm like, so I give her the book, right? It's free, right? And I keep saying it every time I mention this book, I'm gonna just say before Chat GPT, because there's a lot of Chat GPT stuff going. And I'm like, dude, come on, man. So I give her the book. So just like anybody else I'm talking to, I take out time and explain all this type of stuff. A lot of people don't do it. A lot of people don't do it. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. And so Um, she does it. She does it. She comes back into the office and she says she refreshes her scores and stuff. And she said, "Oh shit!" And I said, "What?" She was like, "My score," because a lot of people they don't have like because I can get real aggressive with disputing tactics, right? And
Right.
so we threw off a lot of a few um lawsuits, right? And so that's going to get you that deletion that you want pretty fast, right?
Correct.
And
Hmm.
so in a short period of time, her scores went up to 780s. And so she was very happy about that. And so um, if the consumer just focus on that for a long period of time or a short period of time or whatever the case may be, a lot of it is going to play on how much you're putting down and how frequently you're increasing it. And so, like again, it depends on. It's just like you know, it depends on how the person is doing it, right? It's like a gym membership. Like, oh yeah, I got the gym membership. Like everybody's gonna be stoked, right?
Right.
It's not about the gym membership. It's about if you're going on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, whatever, your little rest you got,
Right.
And so people think that, you just hire a credit repair company. Next thing you know, it's just like done. No, that's not how it works.
I love your book. Do you have your book with you? Can you
Oh yeah.
let people know where they can get their copy?
So yeah, so the book is here. It's securing a higher FICO score, right? So say for example, the title is securing a higher FICO score. And so
Hello.
that's secure credit card. So
Yep.
person can go get this book at noactivecreditcards.com. This is with an S on the end. So noactivecreditcards.com. And so I would just, ship this to you. So you don't have to pay for the book per se, but you just got to pay for the UPS man to bring it
Right.
to you. And I'll ship you a free copy. So like I say, before Chat GPT, this is before.
Right? We got to let people know before when we walked uphill to school both ways.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that Chat GPT is just
It's
different,
changing the game. It's
It's
changing
like,
the game, but
yeah, yes, but people don't put thought into it, right? So I like the home cooked meal. It's just like, dude, we can't like automate everything. What happened to the human element of something, Let's talk about the
yeah,
human mind, I'm like, dude, come on, man, let's do it.
trying
But
to
to
eliminate
be
it.
honest with you, I think that's why I run circles around the average credit repair company, whatever average is, right? So I think that's why I run circles around them because I keep stuff simple
Yep.
and I don't complicate nothing. Like I will literally write. So I'll say, hey, come to my office, right? As you was alluding to, like, come to my office, come to my office. So I get a group of people that'll come to my office, and then I will literally, oh, let's come here, Chandler. Come here, Chandler. You want to go on YouTube? You go on YouTube? You want to say hi, Nicole?
Hi.
Hey,
Hi,
Nicole.
nephew.
You want to show your Mickey jersey? So you
Of
gotta,
course.
so you gotta tell them your brother plays. Your brother play
Yep.
baseball. You got a game. Yep. Was you going to the restroom?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Come back. Yeah. So, I don't. A lot of my day-to-day operations, man, is input output, right? So, say
Yep.
for an example, while I say something works or something don't work, I would literally like my thing is I'm gonna do it 100 times at least before I say this works or this doesn't work,
Right.
right?
Right. Right.
Or what I need to tweak. And so that's super important, right? To measure output. So, but if you're just doing something 5 times, you just don't have enough data. You just don't you don't have enough reps. So at least I say, hey, I refuse to pay the debt, at least 100 times. And then I'm going to tweak that a little bit and have it, ready to rock and roll.